Nato. They're telling us we should be safe at home, or shelter at home, but why don't we teach our icSports families a game about being safe at home? What do you think?
Sounds like fun. I'll be right down.
Many of you have probably heard of the game Pickleball. We are going to play Pickle, and we are going to play with a ball, but it's not the game of pickleball. That's a whole different thing. Growing up, I had a lot of friends that liked baseball, but sometimes you couldn't get 18 guys together to play a game of baseball, and we still wanted to play the game. So we played what's called Pickle, and we played that with 3 or 4 people in my backyard, and we played that for hours. And we're going to teach you how to play that game outside or even inside your house. The game consists of 2 bases. Both of them count as home. We said earlier, you're going to want to be safe at home. Every time you get safe to one of these 2 bases, you get a point. There'll be a person at each end who will be throwing the ball back and forth. Once every 3 throws, the person on the base has to try to run to the other base. If they don't make it, they get tagged out, 3 outs, and then they trade places with one of the throwers. The object is to look for the opportunities, the bad throws, the soft throws, etc., to move back and forth and try to get back and forth as many times as you can before you get tagged that 3rd time. Now you can play this game outside with a baseball, and you can use gloves. You can play it with a wiffle ball. You can do that inside or outside, and that kind of movement will get a lot of base running going on. You can play it with a giant-sized softball or giant-sized wiffle softball. Whatever works for you, you can play this inside or out. And you don't have to have 2 regular bases. When we were growing up, we'd find old cups that had been smushed on the ground, and we would use them as bases. We'd use whatever we could find, as long as you've got something that everybody can see and they have to know that their foot is on it when they're safe. So we're going to start the game, show you how it works. All right, we're about ready to get started here. We've all warmed up a little bit, and we're going to let Nathaniel be the first base runner. So he's going to drop the glove down and give us the baseball back. Now the rules are that he has to stay on the base. If he doesn't, I can tag him out. So if he tries to take a lead off, I can tag him. So he has to stay on the base. Every 3rd throw, he has to at least go. So he's looking for those odd number throws to get moving. Additionally, when he goes to the other base, he has to finish that run or come back. If it's the 3rd throw, he's got to finish it or he's out. Now, the 2 throwers have to stay behind the base, which makes our throws a little bit longer and gives him a little bit more of an advantage getting between the bases. Now, to tag him, I can reach up and come down to tag, but I can't be standing out here to catch the ball and tag him. I've got to at least have a foot behind the base to make the fair play. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So, throw number 1. Throw number 2, he has to go. Now, I can run and get him in a pickle. Ooh, that's on his surgically repaired knee too. But we'll call it safe for purposes of the game. He's got 2. He's got 3. 1. Yes, faking is part of this game. 1. Oh, 2. I'm not sure if that's interference or not. Y'all can make up your own house rules. Now, let's say we got Nathaniel 3 times, and he takes over. So now I'm the base runner. Fastest member of the household, I might add. So 1. Yeah, Nato better. 1. Hidden ball trick? Yes, it does work. See, I kind of have to go on this one because, oh, and my wife threw a ball at me. This is a great game for 3 or 4 people. If you have a 4th player, you just add a 2nd base runner. And 2 base runners can be on the same base at the same time. So, any other questions? Anything you want them to know?
Well, again, we like to create games for you that can be done inside or outside. Now, inside is a little bit challenging, right, depending on space. So if you do it inside, try to find a place maybe in your basement or a long hallway where you won't stub your toe as you run back and forth. And don't maybe use a baseball. Maybe use like a wad of paper or something soft like a beanbag. But you can still play this either inside or outside as well.
Let's show them one more thing. For those of you who've never played with a wiffle ball, all these holes in the little plastic ball create a ton of movement. And it does make it very hard to control, as you can see. And a little tough to catch. 1, 2, ah! The wiffle ball in the house also won't break things. Watch. It won't break things. If I'd done that with a baseball, I'd have been sleeping on the sofa tonight. 1, 2. You have to go. And she's out. But the whole goal is to be safe at home. And we want you guys to be safe at home too. Our game today was about being safe at home. And you know what? We hear a lot about being safe at home, sheltered at home. And even the Bible talks about being sheltered. And what's really cool is that even in times like this, where we feel like we can't go anywhere, we can't do the things we want to do because it's not safe, we are always sheltered by Jesus. In fact, there's a promise in Revelation 7:15 that says this: "Therefore, they are before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his temple, and he who sits on the throne," and that's God himself, "will shelter them with his presence." So when we're sheltered at home, we're also sheltered by him. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a really fun time. Thanks for letting me play with you guys.
No problem. We haven't done that in a while. That was great.
Yeah, Mom did great.
She really did.
Hey, Mom, let us in.
Let us in.
Hey, you may have gotten me out of Pickle, but guess who's safe at home now?